straight up. I had a dream I was rich and I didn't want to wake up.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the DONCAST. We're here to round up 2020, the car crash year, the year of COVID. Tier 4, it's happened. No one saw it coming. We've got the one club man next to me, Donny Jones, in the building.
Pleasure's always, man.
We've got the chairman with the best teeth in the league.
Keep it smiling.
The chairman.
Cheers.
We got K Lambo in the building. The only cameraman with a Lambo.
Say, man.
You're real.
What's the average cameraman in the scene?
The worst cameraman I've ever seen, but I'll be
best
honest
at
with you, Donny.
I'm
Listen. Let's start this off, chaps. I feel like we need to touch base on what's actually going on. We've been told the news that we're going into Tier 4, but we're at the end of the year. So instead of being that team that moans and talks about the negatives, let's focus on the positives. And I want to start off with how you feel 2020 has been for the Dons especially. So I'd like to start with yourself, Donny Jones.
I think it's been a year where it's forced us to be creative. It's been a challenging year. It's been a year of recollection, looking at ourselves. It depends how you look at it. You can look at it in a way, of course, which we'll get into later on, I guess, in the podcast. We've missed opportunities because of it. Income has been, as we spoke before with Ansah, has been, let's say, quartered, not halved, quartered. It's been challenging, but to be honest with you, our whole lives, our back has been against the wall. So, if I was to say I enjoyed it, it might be a wrong thing to say because, I want to send condolences to everyone that has lost loved ones throughout this period. I'll put it out there. I had it early March, and it wasn't nice, man. So I definitely want to give condolences to everyone that we have lost this year to the pandemic. But I think you're asking on our perspective. I think it's definitely been a challenging year, but it's a year that has allowed us to prove that we are ready for any obstacle that is in front of us, and that we take any challenge head on. And I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of everyone in this room for accepting that challenge and not calling it quits. There's no such thing as furlough here for us. You know what I mean? We don't have that. Andy's got a family to provide for with children. He's got his things, kids. Chris has got a young son. I've got a Brazilian on my arm.
I knew you'd drop that in there at some point.
You've got a lovely dog on the
family responsibilities.
We're all men with responsibility at the end of the day, without getting deep into it. So without waffling on, I think it's been a challenging year, but it's a year that's really allowed us to prove that, we're built for this, man. And again, I just want to end it on, condolences to everyone that has been lost this year. So much has happened this year. I'm just talking about the pandemic, let alone the race riots, the way the world has changed. Do you know what I mean? And as a club that is got white people, black people, and all different races, it's been a year for us as well to be proud of and say, we all got behind the Black Lives Matter movement, and we're all one family here. Do you know what I mean? So I'm proud that the Dons have been able to step up in these tough times and be consistent.
Love that, Donny Jones. And the Ansah, the chairman.
Yeah, man, 2020, I think we all know it's a year going to go down in history, And the thing is that I think a lot of people are still struggling to understand it's not just raining on their house, it's raining on the whole world. And for me, with regards to SC Dons, I'm proud of each and every one of the team because you know what? It's given the team the opportunity to grow creatively, and grow with regards to what we're going to learn, what you guys have learned as a team in terms of your capabilities. You've been stretched, but you've not fallen down during this whole period. And for me, that growth with SC Dons and for you as a team and what's gone on here, we've even taken on more staff. And that's amazing growth. Amazing growth. I came into this journey with you guys and SC Dons thinking, yeah, these guys have got something about them. Exactly what you had and the capabilities super exceeded what I was expecting from you. And I'm just proud of all of you for what you've managed to keep creating, keep on creating. Even when the latest lockdown come through, we went to Tier 4, the first call was done. Why? We got content. We got 9 weeks of content. And I'm like, wow, the boys are on it. They're on it. And every day you always got new ideas to move things to a new direction. And I think for a lot of people out there, they're realizing that SE Dons and what you guys are doing is giving people hope. And we always know there's hope. And you guys always know there's hope. And if it's not going right down one avenue, we'll go down, there's other verticals we can go down. And I'm proud of the team as a collective for being able to create different opportunities and getting their heads down and just working. You haven't gone, oh no, this pandemic, we're not getting paid. No, everyone's just gone, okay, listen, we've got to double up with the tools. We've got to learn new skill sets. We still need to make content. And that's not something that's embedded in everybody. It takes a certain kind of character to be able to do that. And no one's moaning. People are just head down. Let's get this work done. Whatever time it is. I remember yourself and Ozzy just the other day, late at night, still editing. It's like, we're doing it. Let's get on with it. You know, and I love that. I love that work ethic, because I had a conversation, it was an online conversation with Jamie Lawrence, former footballer, yesterday. And he was talking, he done something on his Instagram. He was talking about burning desire. A lot of people have desire, but they're not committed to that desire. When we talk about a burning desire, it changes everything. Because you know that pain you get when you burn yourself. That burning desire is that inner pain to want to achieve, where you drive yourself no matter what, you want to achieve something. And I think within SE Dons, what you guys have shown, there's always a burning desire to achieve something. And that's completely different to just having a desire. A lot of people say, oh, I've got that desire, I want to do this. You guys have the burning desire where not only do I want to, I'm going to. And that's a big difference. And then to do it this year stands everybody in great stead going into 2021.
You're going to enter in the conversation?
Yeah, I'll say it. 2020 has been a mad year. I think we can all agree in this room that the world is changing at a very fast rate. Everything's changing, down to this whole COVID, down to people pushing the roads and digging it up and putting flower plots on the road. Everything's changing. And I feel that all of us in this room, we've adapted to the challenge, innit? Like, it's mad. When I say the world's changing, I mean, like, even online, football stadiums, they don't have supporters in the football stadiums. So where are they watching their football? They're watching it online. We're providing the football content online. So that's a sign of things to come of how the world's changing. But I want to say my condolences to all the people that's passed away, you know, and you know, people that struggled this year. There's people that are losing their jobs, their homes and stuff. So, you know, like, even though these things are happening, like, there's light at the end of the tunnel. We just got to keep going and just stay together, and that's it. But in terms of the Dons, we've stayed consistent. We've not let our heads go, and I think it's something that a lot of people that's in our field of work, people that are like independent, self-employed, you just got to keep going. Because like Donny said, there's no such thing as furlough for people like us. So we have to keep going and just stay committed and focused. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The first season was actually cut short. We ended up coming back, and then it was a stage where I think your involvement, if anything, it tripled, quadrupled, whatever you want to call it. When you came in at that point, Ants, I believe that was a stage where SE Dons was going in this direction, but wasn't getting the value that we've spoken about. Now, when we got to the point where we was at that cup final, the Paul Picard final, I was so excited but upset, because I believed that the year before that, when we hit that record attendance, I thought, do you know what, Bromley Stadium's now at 5,000 capacity. This is the opportunity for us to make the numbers up and show the power of Sunday League. We was only able to sell 600 tickets. From a selfish point of view,
which we sold in half an hour.
Sold in half an hour. 600 tickets like that for a Sunday League side. Now, we've lost so many opportunities due to the fact of COVID. And like I said, we extend our condolences, but we also have to be honest here. This is our lives. This is our work. This is what we strive for. We talk about wanting to be able to give our family comfort and a luxury lifestyle for ourselves to be able to share. Because when you are successful, the truth is, we speak about the top athletes, the top people in the industry. Generally, they're the ones who have the most pressure on them. They're the ones, but it's what you're able to give to the people that you care about most, and how you're able to share that load and able to take the pressures of normal life, of the normal bills and things like that, to give them that comfort. Now, the collaborations we lost this year, I'll let you kind of touch upon a bit as well, Donny. We had people like, for example, Montel ready to go on the soccer AMs. We had collaborations with the BMWs and those other things. Like, What happens after this? What happens to, what is the world we're going back into in terms of, are people going to start cutting budgets? His music, for example, he would have been doing shows now. Do you know what I mean? We would have been playing matches in the big stadiums.
Well,
Like,
we had the Wembley on standby. Let's not forget that. Without going too deep into it, but we had Wembley Arena on standby for us. And
that was confirmed and locked in.
What I think it's a case of is look, it's an unpredictable future, but what is super important is that we're all prepared to sort of make that head start, and as soon as that gun fires, we're out the blocks. As soon as the gun fires, we've got to be first out the blocks to go get it. And that is the most important thing for me, is that making sure that we are the first out the blocks. We are the people that people are going to call on. We are going to be able to renegotiate a lot of new deals that have fallen at the wayside because of the uncertainty in the world today. But I think SE Dons as a entertainment force, as an entertainment conglomerate business, is still up there. We've shown that as a business, we are agile enough to create different formats and different kinds of content.
We take it back to the streets. That's the honest truth. Remember when we hit that first lockdown and we realised that we had lost it. We'd lost Sunday League football. We were told you weren't allowed to play football. And what was it? We were sat out for what? We were sat in here in the office. Then we went into the house and we're saying, bruv, we can't stop. All of a sudden we've come up with, remember, cage football. We saw the best. That was one of my favourite series that we've done this year, because it had so many key moments when Palms tried to come to the cage and wearing his hat, and then Scotty showed him about himself. When the battle between Montel talking about being a future skipper and then having to go through that real thing of what a Don is. You know, we come from that humble beginning of, do you know what, we haven't had it all. Mm-hmm. But then when we get there, you're going to know we earned that right to be there. And that whole period is just reminding me what 2020 is going to be, 2021 is going to be. It's going to be whatever we say goes, in all honesty. And there's going to be competition out there, but I look at the competition now. You look at, let's talk numbers. When you really deep it,
everyone's views are dropped. The reality is, when you look online, like, everyone's taking a hit with the numbers, but at the same time, people ain't producing content. A lot of the things I see, without sounding biased or anything, is compilations, re-uploads of footage that we've already seen already. Just nonsense really, like nothing new or exciting. When everyone's at home and they're actually on their iPads, on their tablets, or they're on YouTube looking for new content to keep their going for the time, there's nothing. We're probably the only ones that's been putting out new content for people to look forward to. But that's my opinion, you know what I mean?
The way I see it, yeah, I say this all the time. Hustlers never die. You can't buy creativity.
100%.
And fear is the currency of control. So what happens if you're not afraid to fail? We're not afraid of failure. Do you understand? Which means we continuously test the waters. We know that the bread and butter is Sunday League football content. That's our bread and butter. When we went into this lockdown, Chris, let's not lie, our income was almost non-existent.
100%.
Not once did me and you sit down and talk about money, or none of us, not once, because we have ambition and we have drive. All we know is on a Sunday there needs to be
an upload.
So what's it gonna be? We started with the old school episodes, which we threw out there. We sat down and discussed it. We said, listen, this is not gonna get the views that we're used to. Even now, when we're giving them the Zach Ansah Summer Street Ball, we didn't want to give it to them now.
100%. That would, to be fair,
that wasn't meant to come out now. You understand? But you can either sit here and find excuses, say, oh, you know what? Yeah, man, let's just put our feet up for a little bit. The supporters will understand, because they will, because they're family and they respect everything that we do. They will understand if we don't put out episodes.
It's not in our nature to do that.
But it's not in our nature to do that. We go on the phone to Ants. Ants, we got something. Ants gives it the green light. Bang, we're running with it. We know it won't get the same views as we're meant to get. We're also a bit annoyed that because we had ideas for that, which we all know about. Yeah. But it's cool. They can have that. The point I'm trying to make is there's no excuses at this table. We don't entertain excuses, because, as Ant said, the whole world is suffering. And guess what? There's children in other countries, Africa, South America. We've been to Brazil and seen it. They have nothing, Chris.
100%.
We're sitting here in this office, from hard work and dedication and belief. We are fortunate, you know? But at the same time, yes, our business is being affected. However, for us, it's not a thing of You can't have an episode where it's going to sit. Everyone knows there's no Sunday League football, so we have to be creative. Again, it comes down to our nature, which is instinctively to survive.
100%.
We're going to provide content, and the content that we give you is excellent. It's not good, it's excellent. Everything that we give them is excellent. Yeah? And until Sunday League football comes back, we'll continue to create. And when Sunday League football does come back, guess what? SC Dons is the best content creators for Sunday League football in the world. There's no one better.
No one.
So we can look at the other people that do their stuff and big up everyone that's in this YouTube scene, because, you know, you have to be creative. It's hard work, man. It's
100%.
hard work. But what's their excuse? There's no excuse. Why are you not giving your supporters content? Why? Why not? Come on, man.
Risk of failure. But I'll say this: there's a saying that I've heard many times: the future is for the brave. It ain't for the faint-hearted. And that's real talk. You know, if you ain't prepared to take the risk and build something or go get it, you ain't. Listen, survival of the fittest. That's what's happening.
Andy, have you seen anything like this before?
No, it's unprecedented. It's unheard of. Never been seen before. It really has never been seen before. But it's only the strongest that will survive. A lot of people fall away at the wayside, and I understand it. But it's about, for me, I look at it and it's about being resolute. How strong can you be? And even from my personal business perspective, I look at it.
I was going to cut you there and ask you, Ansah, because obviously everyone knows, well, not everyone knows, you do way more things than just the Dons.
Yeah.
So how has this affected you? Because
It's
your
huge.
business is your that's your bread and
Yeah.
butter. Like,
It's huge. I look at our Spanish office, and our Spanish office is, you still got to pay for it, and we've turned over maybe 10% of what we would usually turn over, but we still have the outgoings. I look at what we have in England, and I'm like, we maybe earn a quarter of what we would earn yearly. And bearing in mind, we had big events cancelled and loads of shoots and everything cancelled. But I look at it as a owner of a business. I look at it like this. I look at it holistically. I go, we've made profit every year for the last 12 years. So no one who worked for Sports on Screen has been made unemployed. Everyone's been paid. And Sports on Screen take the hit for this year. Yeah, there's a loss, but there's still profit because of all these years we've been in profit. And if you want loyalty from people and you still want people to give their all, you've got to be, as an owner of a business, you've got to show that as well in order to get the best from other people. And I have the maximum respect to the people that work at Sports on Screen. And that's why nobody there has gone without their pay. Everyone's got their full pay as well. And that was important to me because everyone has got mortgages and rent and bills to pay. And they're loyal to the company. So I want to be loyal back to them. They've made a profit for this business year in, year out. And it's out of their hands why we haven't made a profit this year. But if I was to take what money we've spent this year on wages and so forth, out of the profits over the last 10, 11 years, it's minimal. It's minimal. So why not pay them? And it's only a selfish businessman that will look at it and go, well, I'm only making this much money this year, so you're only getting that much money. That's not how, you can call me a bad businessman for saying like that, but I don't see it that way. I'm looking at it as a full arc. And loyalty deserves loyalty back. And that is the biggest difference. A lot of people are short-minded and it's me. How much profit am I going to make? And I don't think you can afford to live like that. And I think with SC Dons, bringing it back to SC Dons, everybody's in it together. Everybody wants to make it work. And that's why we have so many meetings, and that's why we talk so much on the phone, and we work around how can we do this as a collective. Everyone's in it together. Like I said, this year, the hardest year in the world, SC Dons have employed Geek. We've made another addition to the team. We've employed a new person.
Media, Chris with the media team.
Chris has increased the media team. Our production team's got even bigger. So you look at that. That for me, I look at that. That's success. That's success. I look at the growth of you, George, the growth of Drew, Chris, and even from a business perspective, that's success. And then I look at the pandemic. If the pandemic didn't happen, would you have had that little bit of space to learn those new skill sets? You know, so there's certain blessings that come with the tragedies as well. You know, there's certain blessings that come with them. And I look at our growth, and there's times where things are happening. I just sit back in admiration for the team. I will sit back, I'll kick back, and I'm full of admiration for the team. I'm like, look how the team's handling that. And that is the difference. And I look at a lot of other YouTubers and teams out there, and I'm like, guys, you've got to get it right. You've got to have a commitment to this journey. You can't be part-time on this journey. You have to be consistent. You know, there's a lot of teams out there who are doing their thing on YouTube, and it's great to see, but without that consistency, you're back to the beginning. And a lot of them, I look at their content, I'm looking at old content like Chris has just said, and they're taking themselves back to the beginning. You might have a sponsorship on a kit, but what does that really mean? Because if you've not got a fan base, that brand, all that brand want is the fan base to be seeing that kit. If it's not doing numbers, they'll just drop you like that. It's a business. You're in business now. When you're given a kit or you're in a kit deal, it's a business deal. And if you're not fulfilling your requirements, you'll be gone.
I remember in the cup final when Flip said, Sundays it's a Don appreciation day.
It's become a thing where people watch us every Sunday as tradition. Sunday is Don's appreciation day every single week. Give them something to appreciate.
I remember when I heard him say that, I realised there's an actual family that is reliant on us being consistent. Not just the team members, there's an actual family, a Don's family that is relying on us, making sure that we when we say anything, it means anything. And we live our lives this way, which is why I find it so incredible the effect of social media as well, because someone like myself, these are my friends, of course, but I still follow him on Instagram, everything else. And I might wake up at, let's say, at 7:30 and I've looked at his story and he's already out there and he's doing his boxing bag. I'm thinking, bruv, he's already started his day. Or he might look on my story and he'll see that I've done my 10K or 5K, whatever. And then I might... We're actually influencing the next generation during a pandemic, because right now there's so many people that have lost their jobs, so many people that are, for example, being put on a furlough, and they're looking back at themselves and they're self-reflecting and they're looking at other people for examples, which they weren't possible. They were potentially not able to change because they were stuck in such a routine. You imagine the amount of parents that are so used to travelling to the city, travelling to work, that are now spending full days with their kids, and they're probably thinking, I wish my kid is an actual nuisance, like the teacher was saying. But now they're actually able to spend that time. So at the same time, there has been the flip side. And for me personally, on a personal note, I realised I hit a brick wall in terms of learning. And my learning was me not willing to read, me not willing to actually structure our week. I remember it got to a point where we was talking to it, we were saying, we're actually living our dream. How many people get to work with their best friends every single day, with knowing that it's an exciting journey, knowing that they can change our lives? We talk about being millionaires. There's no hiding about it, and that's not we're just chasing. It's what we can do for the people we care about most. And I remember he said to me, he said, let's not get complacent now, because we can wake up at 11 o'clock in the morning, we can wake up at 12:30 in the afternoon, and then edit till 4 a.m. But that's lazy. The normal world works from 9 to 5. So we're missing opportunities to go and work hours in a day where we could be sending out emails, where we could be being more productive. And that's what, it's the mindset. You talk about the gene. It's that hunger within yourself that we can't naturally give you, but we can set an example, we can lead by leading rather than being, you are the leader. Do you understand?
Yeah, leaders lead, and you lead by example. So you're saying, you're saying, this is what I do. This is what I do to make me successful. This is that you can follow. And that's when you share stuff on socials. I remember when Drew first said to me, he said, we're getting up at 6:30 now. We're getting up at 6:30 every day. We're up early. And I was like, oh no, let me see how this pattern works. And it was fulfilled. You guys did it. You was like, there you go. We're up, we're going to work. We're up, we're going to work. And that's leading by example. The best example you can give to anybody is you being the example. And that's what SC Dons are. They are the example.
You've got to understand that when you want to attain certain things in life, you have to change your ways to get it. You're not going to be given nothing if you can't manage it. For example, we talk about being millionaires. But what does a millionaire do? He knows everything that goes on throughout the day. He's up at early times. The stock markets are running 24/7. You need to be up at a certain time to check it. You need to know what's going on. You need to be disciplined enough. You need to, not even just down to even wealth, even your health. Random's up early, training, boxing, doing 10K runs. Your health's in check. You know what's going on. You've got structure to your week. If you haven't got that balance, or you're not prepared to change to get into that certain way. For example, you're not going to be a millionaire if you're in a 9 to 5 way of thinking, in terms of the day starts at 9, it finishes at 5. You've got to be on the ball 24/7. Like that's how we try to conduct ourselves. so that when it does come our way, we're prepared for it. If you ain't gonna change, when you get £1 million and you're in a 9 to 5 way of thinking about things, how does things run? You're gonna have people working underneath you. Do you know what they're doing after 5 o'clock because you've turned off and your workers are what? It doesn't work like that. So I think it's something that people need to realise. You might even want to be a millionaire. You might want to be the best, I don't know, the best artist, the best footballer, the best, I don't know, dancer, whatever. Like, you've got to conduct yourself in a way that you know what's going on throughout your day. So when you do get what you attain to have, you're prepared for it. If you ain't prepared for it, you ain't going to manage it.
Is stress a real thing? That's what I wanted to ask. Because it's easier said than done. Like, you hear people say like, I'm stressed about this, but the stress of knowing that if you don't hunt, you ain't gonna eat it's a different mentality, it's a different hunger. And I know I can message him anytime, like him and yourself, and I'm like, it might be an idea, it might be something, it might be, because I'm thinking we can't get complacent. Like, and I want you to be honest, because so me and you have known each other the longest in this room, and we'll talk about the Dons, and we'll talk about things, and we'll say, look, he'll say to me, look, I'm 30, I haven't even got a house yet. All right, cool, I've got a missus. Where's my stability now? Where's my ownership of what I do? Where's what I'm trying to build? How can I offer a life when I haven't even got my own house yet? Hunger, fam. Real talk. We have to give them that. And this is where we're at, because I say to him all the time, we're honest with each other. I say, right, cool, we live together. Yeah, it's my house, so be it. You're not going to be living with me for the rest of my life. No chance. I'm going to let you drop your standards like that. You should be thinking, what's next? I can't be living with my sister for the rest of my life. He can't have his child going back and forth from Jamaica coming back. He's got to have a stable home. You can't have your kids not knowing that you're the foundation of the family. We can't do that. Mm-hmm. It's real pressure out here. It's real life and it's real ambition. But what I'm trying to basically get to is, what keeps you motivated? What's gonna keep you living this that will get you to where you need to be?
It's a good question, and I don't know if I have the correct answer for. Like, my whole life, I've never had a wage slip. Never. You know me, bro. Yeah, like, I've never had a standard income every single month. I don't get paid 12 times a year like a lot of people. What that gives you is stability, the ability to plan. So I've never had that. What keeps me motivated, I don't know, because, again, I said before, I come from a loving home. I don't come from a broken family. Financially, we didn't have that stuff, but I had love. Hence, I've never been to prison. Only because weirdly, I don't want to sound arrogant, I was more intelligent when we was doing things, because I didn't want to let down my mum and my dad. Maybe my hunger comes from the fact that I've never forgotten sharing a room with 4 sisters, bro. You don't know what that feels like when you're in secondary school. You understand? And when you're in secondary school in your year 7, year 8, and people are coming into school with their fresh trainers and all this stuff, and you're wearing the same dead bloody workouts and jeans you shoplifted from Bromley. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing I'm going home and I share a room with 4 sisters, I can't bring no girls back to my house. Looking at, how my mum worked so hard, how my dad worked hard, and all the things. This all adds to my hunger, because it is a hunger. And I love my sisters because they're from the exact same upbringing as me, but they chose a different route. So that's why I say I don't have the answer. I don't know why I struggle to sleep at night. Why do I want the finer things? Am I materialistic? I don't know. But I'm just a man with ambition. I'm always stressed, do you know what I mean? But I don't say that in a depressive way. I continuously want to better myself. I surround myself with people that influence me and motivate me. And I just want better. I don't know why I feel this way. I don't know why it is. That's just how I am. And at the same time, I don't judge anyone. I'm no better than anyone. I'm no better than a man that just does his job to 5 o'clock, closes his laptop, puts his feet up. I'm no better than this guy. We just have different goals, different targets. Look at Christmas. We was fortunate enough to spend Christmas together, bro. And like we speaking to this guy, I'm not gonna say his name, I remember we had this conversation with this guy, guys, and Jules said to him, like, what's your goals? What do you want in life? Yeah, and he was just like, I just want to be happy, mate. I just want to be happy, really. That's it. And it was like that. But would you like? What makes you happy? When I spend time with my missus. So like we can look at him on a thing of bro, like I get that we all want love, but what do you like? What is it? But then we shouldn't be arrogant like that, because that is his happiness. Do you understand? So when I'm telling you that this is how I am and how we are, because I believe we all share the same drive. Why can a successful man like Andy Ansah still answer his phone and still be awake early and still be here doing this with us? Why? You know what I mean? It's a gene, Ants.
Yeah, I think you have answered George's question though, Drew, because your past is what drives you for your future. And you've just answered it. There was scenarios which I think everyone in this room can relate to, which is why we're all sitting here with the same drive. Like you said, trainers. You're going in with your dead trainers, with your stolen jeans, and you're seeing these people who have everything. And I think the desire and the hunger not to be that person again is what drives you on a daily basis. I know for me, myself, I have hundreds and hundreds of pairs of trainers. And the reason being is because when I was a kid, I grew up in a broken home. I wore trainers with holes in the bottom where I put cornflakes boxes underneath it. And by the time I got to school, I had holes in my socks, but I couldn't afford trainers. So now, even to this day, if there's I'm buying them, because I don't ever want to be without a pair of trainers. I will never be. So I've got another pair there. Yeah, I've got maybe 200-300 pairs at home, but I know I will never go without a pair of trainers, because I know what it felt like to have holes in my shoes and walk a certain way so no one can see them holes in your shoes. So my past hurt me so much that it's not going to dictate my future. In terms of, I'm not going to go back there again. I refuse to go back there again. Yeah, it is dictating my future because there's an addiction to having these things. But I never forget that I was that little kid in the playground with a dream to play football and earn a living. And the first thing I always knew is that I want to be able to help my family. I want to create some stability and have a family with stability. That was a big thing for me. And I know even now at this age, and with all my work and my businesses, I'm still that kid deep down. I still fear having nothing. I fear it, and that's what drives me. It drives me to spin 100 plates, because I know that if one plate falls, I can always spin another one. That's what drives me on a daily basis. And it's the fear of having holes in my shoes again and not being able to replace them. And I don't want to be that person.
Don't leave them shoes around Marley, Ants.
You know that, innit? Yeah. But it is, I think you answer, it's our past, and it's the same gene that's driving all of us. Is to, everyone, some people just want their happiness with, just want a girlfriend to be happy with. I'm happy sitting there and watching Netflix and chilling. That's their get up. Fine, that's your get up. But this get up here, which is why everyone's so tight, is because we're driven the same way. We're driven to not only better our lives, but to enrich hundreds of people's lives. It's the other people we want to be the example to enrich so many people's lives. So it's not just your personal gain. It's like, I want to help everyone. I want to help everyone. Like for me personally, that helping gene I got from my mum. My mum's door was always open, and that gene is in me. I want to help as many people as I can. If I can save the world, I will. But I always know that the first place starts from home. Get your home in order, then you can move out and help everyone else. Get your home in order, then you can help other people. And I've always believed in that. But I think the hunger isn't a bad thing. It's something that lives within us in here, and that's what drives you on a daily basis. It's not for everyone, because if it was for everyone would be as successful, would be doing the right thing.
It's the pressure. It's also the pressure to put yourself under the spotlight and be able to deliver. We talk the talk, but we bloody deliver. And that's one thing that we've always done. And on top of that, it's like, just hearing you talk, I was, you listen to people talking, and I heard Rick Ross say it. He said, what you just said, it's not a gem, we call those diamonds. That's what he said. That's a diamond, what you just said. Because people look outside their home and look about, the grass always looks greener, but they forget to fix what's home. And that's the foundation of everything. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why I want to look back at this year and I think about how important our relationship to you has been and to the people like the Geek and to the people like who are within the team, that loyalty you can't buy, because it's a code of ethics, a code of conduct, the way you conduct yourself. It's the trust as well.
And respect.
And the respect massively. And those are the foundations of anything successful if you want to go long term. Because we laugh about it. It's like, remember we're saying like Puma send bits and bobs, jackets, blah, 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 for all the boys, and we're like, bruv, I could do with another pair of white socks. Do you know what I mean? Like saying that, but even something like that, having the clean heartedness to know that everything we do is for the bigger squad and the wider squad. And if you're somebody who's trying to really be successful long term, not short term, not thinking about cutting corners and thinking, let me get to the bag now, you have to understand there's a period where it's about other people other than yourself and doing it for the greater good. And not everyone understands that, because it takes maturity to do that. And we're on that journey. I truly believe it. I believe that SC Dons is going to go down in the history as the greatest Sunday League side that has ever greatest Sunday League football club that has ever existed. And there's no one who will be able to put this blueprint down like ourselves, which is why we ask ourselves, dare to think huge. We tell ourselves every day we talk, because it's about here, the core of where everything starts from, you know.
And you're fortunate. I think what's really key is that when you talk about successful people, you look at their circle. It's amazing because you guys have grown up together and you've got a circle that's tight. There's not many outsiders within your circle from I'd say reasonably young age. Some people might get to 50 before they realise, man, this circle's not tight enough. But you've had your circle tight, and most of you, a lot of you have got the same ethic, the same work ethic. And that's what's key. You said earlier about every day you're working with your best mates. But it's the mentality of all of you which drives this thing forward. Like I remember the other day we had a shoot for GDK, and we were sitting, it was an office shoot, and Drew was sitting there. He said, no, I got something. And then he just dropped a gem. And I was like, it's so ridiculous. That level of creativity from just that. It's like, sometimes I sit in awe of it and I'm like, this is amazing. But I'm grateful for YouTube and social media that has give your generation, the platform to show your talent. But you ain't just showing your talent. You're actually going, no, we're going to make a business out of our talent. We're going to be accountable for our own income. Some people just go, I'm going to be there, create fame. You're like, no, I'm going to be accountable for my own income. I'm going to make this into a structured business. And that's what SC Dons has become. It's not a fly-by-night thing. And that is why it's unlike anything that's ever been done before. No Sunday football club has ever fulfilled all the formats, the commitment to creating content, the commitment to the fans. No team, Sunday football team, has ever done that before. And that's why I think people take off their hat in front of the boys, and some do it before they go to bed with the appreciation of SC Dons. And there is an appreciation for SC Dons and the work ethic, because you see it when you go out there. There will be haters, but the haters will still say, keep doing your thing. They won't say, well done. The haters will say, keep doing your thing. And for me, when I hear that, I think there's an appreciation for what the team are doing to make this wheel continually spin. The wheel's never stopped. It's continually, it keeps going. It keeps spinning. And that is a work ethic. And a work ethic that not many people really understand. They get it. They say they get it. But do they really understand the depths of what it is? When you're sitting editing for 9 hours, your eyes are square, but you know you've got to keep going. And then you're coming up with ideas. Oh, we should film this as well. Well, that means you're going to have to edit literally. There's not enough hours in a day to do another format and edit. No, we can make it happen. Let's do it. That is what happens in this office. It's a consistent thing. We're talking about brands. We've gone to brands where they're unable to do something. The geek is like, done it. I'll have that done in 6 hours. Don't worry, I'll download that, I'll do that, I can work that out. I'm talking about £1 billion brand. The geek is in here going, I will work that out. He's not giving up. I'm going to work that out. And he's done it. And you know what that does? It takes SC Dons as a business to another level again. To another level again. What the geek did over that period of days, that is going to take us so far forward. We've learned something new again. It's a new skill set. And that is the difference in here. It's like, we're not waiting on you. If you're unprepared to do it, we'll do it ourselves. And that's the mentality. And not only that, he knows he's not going to sit down alone. There's going to be someone alongside him. So it's not like, no people like, oh, I'm going to go and chip off, go to bed. No, I'm staying here with you. Let's get it done. And that's a mentality. That driving force, I'm telling you, you can't pick it up and just go with that. It's in your DNA. It is in your DNA.
How do we stay ahead of the game, Donny Jones, 2021? How do we stay ahead?
You startled me, man. You startled me. How do we stay ahead? We make no excuses. We make no excuses. We remain creative. We keep working hard, and you have to want it. You have to want it. I think that's what I'm saying. It does come back to the gene, because you asked me, how do we stay ahead? You can't stay ahead of something if you don't want to stay ahead. Do you understand? If you don't want to stay ahead, then you won't. You have to want to. We have to want to be the number one team out there, the number one platform. You have to want to. Before you can do anything, you got to want it. So for us, we have to. I don't like to talk about God too much, but that's within us, isn't it? Faith. I continuously pray to God. Keep me hungry, man. Keep me hungry. Keep me. I'm grateful for everything that you give me, but I want more opportunities. So we stay ahead by staying creative, planning, communicating, and wanting to be the best. In my opinion.
Chris, you got your ear to the street. What is actually happening with COVID, bro?
In terms of COVID, I won't go on too much about the disease, but in terms of like the era, the world's changing. We're in a digital era. We're uploading football and it's online. People that are kids, parents, they can't afford to take their kids to Premier League games. When that comes back and they're allowing fans into the stadiums, are they going to go to Premier League games? I don't know. Are they going to watch an AC Dons game online? Because you've seen it. People send videos of their Instagram and stuff. They're watching the Dons games with their families all together. And then they're saying, do you know what? I'm going to go down to the game on a Sunday and watch it. It could be mad.
Are those restrictions worse for professional football and non-league compared to Sunday league? Because we managed to return before January, most non-league sides did. So does that mean that the Dons family in particular are going to be, there will be more supporters in Sunday league games than non-league?
I think we'll have more supporters because we've created there's a new fan base as well that's come to SC Dons, that have tailored off professional football and gone, let me lock in here. And the whole family are engaged in it. It's not just that dad and his son. A whole family are engaged in SC Dons football. So it's a new audience. And let's not get it wrong. Let's not get it twisted in any way, shape or form. Professional football, they're going to suffer because of the money. It's all geared around money. For that, it's all geared around money. No one gets paid at SC Dons. Irrespective of little rumours that go around that this person earns that much. Nobody gets paid at SC Dons Football Club, full stop. And if they did, we would make you aware of that. But that's not happening right now. Nobody gets paid at SC Dons. But what we are is a football team that families have realised, hold up, our kids are fully engaged in this. Plus, me as a dad, I'm getting my fulfillment in terms of my criteria of football. Mum actually enjoys watching the show. Let me take my family as a collective, to go and watch an SC Dons game. That is the future. Big Doug's there. Big Doug, you know that.
Doug, innit?
And what do you say to the people that say we don't know how to behave ourselves, we're arrogant, because you see it every now and then in the comments.
I say this, they're the same people that watch wrestling.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say to you. The same people that watch wrestling. SC Dons is a football club and it's an entertainment channel. And what we do, we make light of real passion. Let's not get it twisted. Families, the length and breadth of this country and other countries follow SC Dons. So if we were a bunch of fucks and raggedy people, look at our fan base. Do you think that fan base would be on this journey with us? What you'll find is when you're doing the right thing, you're always going to get knockers. People will always try and knock you and hate on you. And there's nothing they can hate in terms of content. So then they start talking about our passion. If you dissect the passion and you see what we put on screen, what you're seeing is passion dissected to create entertainment. That there in itself is priceless. That is the MasterCard of entertainment. It's priceless. So we've taken passion and you use creativity to create a platform and an entertainment vehicle for people to watch football with. That's why, like you started earlier, you'll see black people, you'll see white people, you'll see all races turn up at a game. All different classes of people, lower class, middle class, upper class, come to our games. Because we're a people's team and we're an entertainment entity. So do not get it twisted. Oh yeah, and by the way, we're also one of the, if not the best Sunday football club in the world at the same time.
Hey.
We are the best, fam.
Come on. How many people can go out there and say they're the best at something? Be straight. They're the best. The BBC called it. Sky have called it. It's unheard of. It's unrepresented. No one else, I hear people championing their this, their that. I can't see none of the other networks championing that. Networks are championing us. Because they've never seen it before. Why am I going to sit and talk to the FA? Because they've never seen it before. How do you guys do this? This is the FA, the Football Association, wanting to know how do SC Dons do it. Let's keep it real.
We've won silver every year since 2018. Every year we've won silverware. I'll put it out there. We are the best. We are the best. We've lost games of football. That's what happens in football. You can lose games. The problem would be if we couldn't identify why we lost those games. That's when I would start saying, you know what, maybe we're not the best. I believe we're the best. That's not discrediting some of the very, very, very good Sunday League football clubs out there. Do you know what I mean? But I think we're the best.
Why do they get their names even put next to the Dons? Which is what I.
It's gonna happen because it's the same way I used to watch when Conor McGregor. I didn't watch UFC. I'm a boxer. I'm a boxing man. I was not interested in UFC. I found it boring. I respected the art because one of them UFC man get their hands on you, they'd rip your head off. But I found it boring because I used to watch it. I'd see man grappling for 2 minutes and tap a man out. I was like, it's not for me. Then I started hearing about this Conor McGregor guy. I was like, who's this guy? Always talking the madness, trash talking all the time, and it was entertaining. Then I began to watch him and he was delivering. Then I used to see when he done his what they call them press conferences.
Yeah.
And he would be talking his talk because he believes in himself. And the other fighters in different divisions. Oh yeah, like all ganging up on him, like, oh yeah, well you this, and he's like, who the f is that guy? Because no one knows who that guy is. They know who he is, but guess what? They know you now because McGregor's addressed you.
Yep.
Or because you're putting yourself within McGregor. Now, what happened when McGregor lost to Diaz? Everyone celebrated. Why? Why did they celebrate? It's the same thing with the Dons. Yeah, realistically, you can't put another team's name next to SC Dons. Call me arrogant. It's not arrogance, it's facts. Is there teams that can beat SC Dons on a football pitch? Yes. Is there teams that can beat Barcelona on a football pitch? Yes. Of course, it's football, it's combat. Same way a boxer can lose a fight. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But there is no one that should be put next to SC Dons in terms of how hard we work, our consistency, and how we continuously bounce back. We have lost on the big stage. We've also won on the big stage. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And right now, I believe we are the best out there. Football is football. You can lose a game of football. It's about consistency. It's about, at the end of the season, I'll be lifting silverware. Yes, we are. Consistently every year. Even though last year we all believe we underachieved. We know we did. But we got hit heavy. And we didn't ever make excuses, Ants. But we're here speaking as men. We got hit heavy when we didn't have Big G. We didn't have Dino. We didn't have Dolby. Monts was fighting with his injury and he couldn't play. We had 4 major people missing in our we can't pretend that didn't affect us. Of course it did. But I tell you what good teams do. They beat you when you're weak. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's what happened to us. We're the best. We are the best. We are unbeaten this season. We've won all our games that we've played, even though they've all been in the cup. I just hope that this season can get going. Because I can't lie. Listen, football's football. As I said, you can lose games of football. But on our day, there is no one touching SC Dons Football Club. On and off the pitch. And what we do in our community and what we do, it's not a facade what we do, man. We've been at it. It's not a joke what we do. It's easy to say you're a community club. You do it. We've been doing this, Ants.
I'd love to share the emails.
We've been doing it.
I would love to share the emails for people to understand the amount of emails that come in one day from people wanting to be associated to this football club. Clubs wouldn't even get that in a season.
Ants, numbers don't lie.
They don't lie.
And what it is, I see they try to attack the Dons in any way possible. I see it because, like, as much as social media annoys me, it's a part of our job to be on it and know what's going on. So I have to check the Twitters. I have to do this. I have to do that. They try to attack us in all different ways. Oh, we're not the best, or we're conceding, or one thing I see all the time. Oh, it's just because of Don Strapzy. It's just because of Don Strapzy. What are you talking? What are they talking about? You know what I'm trying to say? How can a one man be like? It's not. All right, I'm a factor of it. The same way Big G's a factor of it. The same way Drops is a factor of it. The same way Crook's a factor of it. Andy, there's so many collectives, but they'll find their way to try and pinch at you. Do you know what I mean? And that's just what happens. But you can't buy authenticity. You can't. It's not possible. Why do the SE Dons have such a big following? Because we're real to what we do. We're consistent. Donny Jones is Donny Jones on camera and off camera. Anyone who knows me will verify that. Big G, same on and off camera. All that's happened is we brought the camera out and people have taken and gravitated to us.
Yes.
And you knew me from when you used to see me at Mottingham train station.
Non-stop.
And you put me on, made me come perform with your daughters and put some money in my pocket. Why? You didn't know my music, but you just liked me as a person. And you gave opportunities. You know what I'm trying to say? People don't know that. We've been doing this. Nothing's changed. It's just that we've grown, and when you're in the public eye, that's what happens. But you know, the Dons are at the top because we're telling kids to believe in themselves. And that's it. If we get called, if we get labelled for that, then you know what? We're heavy enough to hold that rucksack.
The Appreciation Club is a funny club, though. It's a funny club because the Appreciation Club follows SC Dons. All the clubs follow it and go, this is the blueprint. We want it to be the blueprint. We want everybody to succeed. There's wins for everybody. But also at the same time, just put a respect on it at the same time. But what we find happens is the Appreciation Club love to put the hate on it in public, but show the appreciation when they're not in public. And there's no need to be that way. Because no, we don't want no wars. We're just here to entertain and create good content. And we want other people to get their wins at the same time. We should all be growing together as a collective. But what happens, I've seen it in incidents where some people, I don't realise because they're all nice when we get to see them, and then they put rubbish up online. And you're like, guys, why? It undermines yourself, because when you see the boys out, it's like, oh, how you doing? You're right. Blah, blah, blah.
You know me, bro. You know me. This is why I don't do the Twitter thing.
Doesn't make sense.
It's part of what we do, like you say, yeah. But I always think they're the dumbest teams, yeah, when they come at the Dons, because we've got a flipping rapper who can beat you in a lyrical war any day of the week.
Well, look at the commentary on our games. Look at that.
No, but I'm saying that they're so thick that they don't get it. They're going against a rapper and they've got D's, E's and F's in English. Lucky if one or two of them have got an A, and they're going against him with a Twitter war. And I think you're an idiot. It was still your missus if he wanted to, bro. You know them ones. Like, don't try and play that game. But I can't stand it, yeah. When I play I'm very genuine. I don't care if you're my cousin, you're my brother, you're my friend, if I'm going against you, there is only one thing on my mind, and that is winning. I don't care. I actually don't care. Mm-hmm. So for me, I have a mental barrier that says, I'm playing against someone I know, no problem, but I need to beat his team. That's it. Objective. If you want to be that guy who does all the talking and you act like you actually don't like me, but at the final whistle you're like, oh, bruv, flipping great to see you. I'm like, you're not who you are. I look you in your eyes like Andy Cole said, they don't want to look at me. They don't want to look at me because they know I'm the truth.
Yep.
I'm not here to lie. I'm looking you in your eye to tell you, I love my club and you're not going to beat me. There is no way I'm coming off this pitch without giving my best. I haven't got anything but that. Because that's how I am. I'm competitive. But these guys, it's like, they actually play the YouTube thing. They think, oh yeah, we scored one goal against the Dons. And he gets smoked. They all get it. And then the one or two that get their day, God forbid it. Because when the Dons don't lose twice. Mm-hmm. So the teams that have had their W's, good on you. But do you know what? F them all. When the Dons get their chance to play this season, we are going to teach people lessons. We've been seasoning them, man. Seasoning them. And we're going to flipping do them over. Because there's nothing they can do. They won't beat us on the pitch. They won't beat us in business. And they ain't got the mentality. That's why they'll stay here. We're going to inspire a whole generation of people. And that's facts.
Real talk.
Facts.
Real talk.
There's levels. There is levels to this, and we all know it. People can pick up a camera and shoot a game. But there's levels to create a structure. And what this football club has is structure, both on the pitch and off the pitch. And that's something that I don't know no other Sunday club that has anything that comes close to what SC Dons have.
But the beauty isn't, which is another thing that I love, is just remember when we started this journey, no one really deeped it would get to a stage of where it is. So for me, I love the fact that when we first started recording, it was just like, look, we're going to have memories to watch back. Mm-hmm. That's literally it. Now, of course, I wanted to win, but I also had the feeling of, I'm going to war with my brother. I'm going to war with my brother. I can't wait. I'm playing with my big brother. I'm playing with my best friend since we're all in one team. Let's just win together and then be able to laugh about it later. So they should go in with that intention. SC Dons was chosen to do this journey. It wasn't start the journey, get to 200k followers, get to this, so that you can build a business, so you can sell football kits around the world, so you can say anything for Paul. No, that was part of the journey and the come up and everything else that came in. So if you're gonna do it and you're gonna join this journey in 2020 or wherever it is, you should have the message behind it. All right, cool. Yes, we're here to have memories and win things together. Now all of them, every single one of them, they've got the same format as SC Dons. Give respect to the Godfathers, please. Because when we came into the game, and I knew the teams that have been doing it longer, I gave them their fair dues, but I said to them, I'll be real with you. You lose to us, you're going to feel it. Mm-hmm. You're going to feel it. Because we're the ones who are going to take your crown. And you don't want to defend this. Remember what we've done to Palmers? Remember what we've done to Rebel? Huh? Remember what we've done to Beatties? Remember what we've done to RB? Do you understand? They've all felt it. It's part of the game.
It's crazy. Let me say something, George. Truth of it is, yeah, all these guys, they want to talk on Twitter, talk on Instagram. You lot shouldn't be talking. Like, every single person in this room, I can vouch, we're busy men. Like, we use our time productively. Like, we're giving you guys content. We're planning the games. We're running this club. We ain't got time to be on Twitter.
Chris ain't even got social media, man.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though, innit? I keep an eye on it. But you lot have got time, not you guys, but these lot that are talking, they've got time to be talking. What you lot doing with your day? You lot saying you're the best Sunday league club or the best club. Well, you clearly ain't. You ain't getting the business right. You ain't putting the hours in. So why don't you use them hours and actually be the best rather than talking about us? Talk is cheap. In the world we live in today, talk is cheap. Like, if you're not performing or doing a job, why are you talking? Why have you not got one of these? Why are you not winning cups? Why are you not getting... You lot can't even get 50 people at a game on a Sunday morning and have people that believe in you. There's one thing bringing people down. Oh, I'll get my boy to come down. He'll bring this much people down. We've got people that believe in us enough to drive 4 hours from North Manchester, jump on a plane to watch us on a cold Sunday morning because they believe in us. There's people that they're listen, I'm from an era where people are out in the streets, they're trapping. People that are shotting and stuff, they don't care about nothing else other than I need to re-up and make money. These man, when I bump into them, they're like the Dons. Oh, when's Dino back? This is facts. Man, them that are actually out here that don't care about nothing or no one, believing in the Dons. People that are like unattached from the world they're in, like they're in a different circumstance. They believe in the Dons. Kids coming up today, they believe in the Dons. They don't believe in you. So rather than going on Twitter saying, oh, the Dons are this, the Dons are that, look at what we're actually doing for our community. Look at the lives that we're saving. Because these kids, they could be out here doing a madness. They could be doing a robbery. Somebody could have got stabbed. They're out here on a Sunday morning with us, supporting the Dons, supporting what we do, supporting the future generation of Sunday League. So stop talking about, oh, the Dons are this, and start talking about the positives of what we're doing. Use your time productively and do the same. We're giving you the blueprint. We ain't said it in writing, oh, you can't copy the Dons. The blueprint's there, do it. But you got to work hard and you got to be productive. Don't be on Twitter and social media. Some of these guys doing it, they're big men. Big men that have kids and stuff. Like, what are you doing on social media, dissing the Dons, fam? Use your time productively, man. Come on, man. It's long, fam. And it's still going to continue. Like, it's annoying. 2021 is going to continue. Oh, the Dons are this. Oh, we beat the Dons are that. 2021, do something. Get on your grind. Get on your grind, man. Stop saying the Dons, because people believe in the Dons. You're going to say it, and man, them are just going to start dissing you, man. Like, there's people that believe in this club that it's the disrespect. The Dons are so respected. I feel it's like, you know, like when you go to certain countries and there's there's a team that's graffitied in the wall, someone to face that, you know that they're getting chopped. They're getting, the Dons is respected because of what we do in our community. So you shouldn't be saying the Don's name like that. We're respected. I ain't saying it on a gang thing. I ain't saying it on the street thing. We're respected because of what we do for our community, what we do for the future generations. People from all eras, all generations believe in what we do. We're respected for that reason. So stop disrespecting the Don and stop talking on Twitter. It doesn't mean anything. If you beat us in a football match, cool. You were the better team on the day. Cool, whatever. You have your moment. But stop like just sliding directs, coming out of nowhere. Don's this, Don's that. Focus on what you're doing. Because if you guys were doing something big, we would say, congrats, the man are doing their thing or whatever. Like, I
think SC Dons do give people props. When people do things, I know for a fact, I see it, that people give people props when they do things, which is the right way. 100%. It's like, well done, respect, brilliant. And I think that's what's important. But is it reciprocated? It's not reciprocated because I think what you find is when you are the benchmark, which SC Dons is the benchmark, people find the need to have to bring the brand of SC Dons into a conversation in order to elevate themselves, in order to make people engage. I watched something the other day where there was some headline, it was so-and-so versus SC Dons. And I was like, let me read that. Yeah, I started to listen to it and I was like, so how are you using a thumbnail of hashtag versus SC Dons and we're not even in your conversation until further down the line? And you're, obviously hashtag, you realise, you needed to put SC Dons in there in order to get the audience attention. But I'm like, and then the conversation was, oh yeah, but their team, they shouldn't be playing. Who gives anybody the right to say somebody should not play Sunday League football? Players at SC Dons are giving up security by signing contracts with clubs. That's security. So if games are called off, they get paid to play Sunday League football because they love Sunday League football. They love SC Dons. So they've given up the security of guaranteed money week in, week out for a year to play Sunday football. Yet you're having a conversation saying, oh, them players shouldn't be playing Sunday football. Who gives anyone the right to say that somebody should not play Sunday football? I don't get it.
It's a mentality of a victim, Andy. It's a victimized mentality. That's what it is. Because for them words to leave, listen, how often have SC Dons played against teams on a Sunday morning and we're seeing non-league players, conference players, proper players, Ansah?
Yep.
We never complain because we are grassroots football, and that's the point I'm trying to make. What gives someone the right to tell a man you can't play grassroots football? According to some of these people, does that mean some people are too talented to play Sunday League football? Is that, if we break it down, what that statement means, does that mean someone's too talented to play football? If my friend who's grown up where we're all from, everyone started from Sunday League football. Well, not everyone, but the majority of people from children, when you're 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, you played Sunday League football for your district. Whether it's in South London, it was Bexley League, it was Tandridge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There was a couple Sunday leagues. We all came from Sunday League. Does that mean if George is sick and plays Sunday and has an opportunity to make money for himself to play on a Saturday, what does that mean he can't play on a Sunday as well? Says who? And that's why I'm saying it's a victim's mentality. Mm-hmm. Because I've said it so many times that there is divisions. Same way there's the Premier League and there's League 2. In the higher leagues on a Sunday, you're going to find the better players that probably are good enough to also play on a Saturday. It's not about, that's semi-professional footballers. No. They're good enough to play on a Saturday. We're just human beings that all love football.
Yep.
So if you want to play on Sunday with the reason why these guys, they're good enough to play on a Saturday because they get paid, but they play on a Sunday because they want to play with their mates. Why should they not play? So these guys that are semi-pros, because people have a problem with semi-pros for some reason, for some weird reason, playing on a Sunday. If that semi-pro says, all right, you know what, I'll listen to you, and he stops playing on a Saturday, is he now eligible to play on a Sunday? Or is he still too good?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. So you're saying, semi-pros shouldn't play football on a Sunday. All right, cool. He packs it in and plays Sunday. Is he now allowed to play on a Sunday? It's a victim's mentality, man. Let's stop promoting being a victim and stop hating, and let's be men about things, man.
And the other thing
men are competitive by nature, and it's in our nature to compete.
But people think that these boys are just playing Sunday because they've got to win. It's like, no, there's an enjoyment factor.
Of course.
Your people are forgetting the human side of it. We've seen lots of teams now taking players who have come like, I'm dropping down, I'm going to go and play on a Sunday because there's an enjoyment factor to be able to play with freedom where you can express yourself and you can be with your friends.
Look at the level in our league.
You can't take that away. I'm looking at teams now and I'm seeing people that are ballers who come out of the professional game and gone, I'm going to play with my mates in Sunday football. I'm going to play Sunday football because there's an enjoyment factor. So who gives anybody the right to strip somebody of enjoying playing football? No one can say that. So when people come up with these excuses, SC Dons because their team, they're a lot of semi-pro footballers, I'm like, what rubbish are you actually coming with?
My thing is, Ants, for 2021, there's going to be the realisation that boys would rather play on a Sunday than a Saturday. If you was to ask them, take money out of it, where are they going to play? If you can play in a division, competitive division, with your best friends, every Sunday, where would you rather play? Because I'll tell you the truth, most non-league guys, the only reason why most of them would say, the only reason why I don't want to do it is because there's a sort of ceiling. The highest level that I can play at, because that's also a reality.
Yeah, people think there's a stigma around playing Sunday league football. And you know what? But in reality, people have got to get over themselves. You're not that important in the grand scheme of things. Sunday football is enjoyable. It's at a highest level it's ever been. And if you think there's a stigma around, I'm too good to play. Listen, you're not. If that's your mentality, you're not getting no younger. Your days are going by. Get your ass on a Sunday football pitch and enjoy the game called football. And there's and you know who I'm talking to, you people out there. You do not realise what you're missing out on. Because I'm telling you, you're not getting no younger. Go and enjoy playing football. Because the years are passing you by. And the big clubs, your pro clubs, are not coming for you. Go and play football with your friends and enjoy it. Facts.
It's all well and good for us, because we're probably at a stage where there's a big attraction. Like you say, you're going to enjoy it, but sometimes you could be playing with your mates and it's shit. And you ain't going to win no cups.
SC Dons, we were shit, bro, for the first 2-3 years. We were shit.
But I'm saying, are people going to be willing to do that? Do you know what I mean? Like,
of course, because you're playing with your mates. And it says you're playing, it means something. It means something. Well, that Sunday League football has been going on before SC Dons. Do you know what I mean? It's been going on. All we've done is glamorise it, highlight it, and show you that there is something called Sunday League football. And we've also changed it, in my opinion. In my opinion, we've changed Sunday League football because all we've done is we've glamorised it to a point where the level now is serious. There's some serious
level of player that you can now see on the Sunday.
Do you know what I mean?
But SC Dons open the door.
We open the door and say,
come on, boys,
and
come
say,
in.
Look, stop being silly, come play Sunday League.
Come and play.
Do you know what I mean? Come and
made
play.
it acceptable for people.
Yeah.
Made people go, do you know what?
Yeah.
I might have been a pro. I might play some, I'm going to play this ball.
Listen, I remember when we got the deal and they wanted to put names on the back of our shirts. Yeah. And I wasn't going to do it. And I was thinking, nah, man, we're not on that. We're real Sunday League. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, hold on a second. What am I talking about? Slap the boys' names on the back of their shirt. Put their name on the back of their shirt. You know what? Don't put Andrew McHugh. Put Donny Jones on the back of that shirt. You know what I'm trying to say? Yep. Don't put Jackson Williams. Put Jack Aldino on the back of that shirt. And make sure the writing's that graffiti and stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's what we've done for Sunday League. Because guess what? I'm seeing people with their names on the back of their shirts now.
Yeah.
And you should do. Because we're setting a standard. And it's Sunday League. And that's why I love it. I love... it comes back to what you said about Ansah, about how we give credit to the others as well. I love it. Teams like Dumlupana, they bring out their best players to come play against us. Yep. Lambeth All-Stars. All these teams, Rising Ballers, Bay Tees, Rocker Seniors, Kenningwell.
And for me, like I said, my phone's always open. Any of them man call or if I'm talking to them because I want them to better themselves. And I'm not into the Twitter bad mouthing and everything. Yeah. But obviously when it comes to my attention being a chairman of a football club, it alarms me. Because I'm like, guys, there's no need for that. Because there's not. I can honestly, with a hand on heart, and say to you, there's not a team or a club out there that if they call me for any advice, I don't take that call. I will take that call and talk to them and advise the best I can advise.
Even Bickley.
It don't matter who calls because we're all in it. Because we're all in it. Yeah. We're all in it together. But I then also look at it and I flip it around. I'm like, okay, you go. When other teams have had the opportunity, and I'll go, let me call hashtag. When hashtag had Wembley Cup, they had no one to really play in it. They still opted not to invite SC Dons.
The thing with hashtag...
They opted not to invite SC Dons to Wembley Cup.
Do you know what it is, Ants? The thing with hashtag, like, I think we've showed good etiquette by not calling their name out. When we came in the game rowdy and that, you know what I mean? We turned over Palmers and Smith, big up Smith, because again, big up Palmers. They was before the Dons and... because of these guys,
respect to Palmers,
nothing
massive
but respect for Smith and Palmers and them guys. But you know, when we beat them, we was new to it, man. Smith got the camera, said, "I should call that hashtag." We called them out. We didn't care. We wasn't YouTubers. We just from the streets, and like the way on the streets, the way you done things was, you come and you flip and conquer, and you take everything. That's how we was. Obviously, as we become more like known to this whole social media thing, you have to step back and respect the hashtags and everything to the point where no, we shouldn't really be calling you out. Let us earn our stripes first. Then we can, if we want to talk the business, you know what I'm trying to say. So big up Spencer, because we've got a good relationship with Spencer, and we talk a lot as well, and he loves what the Dons are doing. But let's put it out there, Ans. Why has SC Dons not played hashtag? There's only one reason why. Because hashtag don't want to play SC Dons. That's it. It's no more, it's nothing less, it's not you this, you that, no. We have not played hashtag because they don't want to play SC Dons. Fine.
That is beginning and end.
Because and that's the beginning and the end, because we're honest with our supporters, and we still do get it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I still get a lot of requests. Oh, play hashtag. The same thing happened with UTR. Guess what? I got on the phone to Manny. Let's do it. Bang, done it. BT's got on the phone to them. Done it. Rising Ballers. We didn't have to play Rising Ballers. What do we gain from playing Rising Ballers? Apart from a 2-0 bloody loss. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we got on the phone and done it. Yeah. Rebel got on the phone, done it. But even big up Rebel, because they beat us the first time, and then they gave us the rematch straight away. And then the next one.
Even what about them youths in Ipswich? What's the name of that?
Ipswich Kitcheners.
Wicked.
It's not about us subscribing to. When we played Kitcheners,
and they come down firm-handed. I loved what they
had how many subscribers, Ants? If you want to be arrogant on a thing, you lot are small boys. But you know what? They earned it.
And respect to Kitchener. They came with them man there.
Hashtag United. Let's be honest. The biggest game on the YouTube scene is SC Dons versus hashtag. Yeah. However, hashtag are not in that community. They're not. They've chosen not to be a part of it because they're not Sunday League. But the point is, if the supporters want it, let's give it to them, or let's not lie to them.
Even a pre-season game.
Let's not lie to them.
My
thing is, let's not lie. Let's be
lie.
honest. The honesty is this. It's the same way when we all want to see Anthony Joshua fight Wilder, or we all want to see Fury fight Wilder. And we're like, why stop beating around the bush? Are you not going to get it on or not? Yeah. So it's not about calling that. It's about addressing the thing. We're big enough to address it now. Yeah. People want to see SC Dons versus hashtag. We're here saying let's get the game on. Yeah. But they don't want to play us. Obviously they've gone Saturday League and they want to do what they want to do, and that's fine. And I wish them nothing but success. But I'm not gonna lie, what a game that is.
It would be an amazing
Why are we not
game.
doing it?
Even if we did it for the
because
right
I did
cause.
watch the thing with Spence and Smith. Yeah, and you know, and they did show us some love, but there's also a few little
digs. They felt like little digs were coming out.
Intelligent digs. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, why don't they just go Saturday then? Or it wouldn't mean nothing to their players. But we're not talking about your players. We're talking about the community. We're talking about what the people want. We're not talking about what your 11 players want. We're talking about what do the people want. What does the YouTube scene want? Yeah, not these guys. Like hashtag the badge is a big strong badge. You know, like they've gone Saturday League and that's amazing. And I think that's a fantastic move from them.
No, they've done well. Yeah, they've done well.
But I'm talking about your badge. I'm not talking about the 11 players. I'm talking about your badge. What your badge means. They would like to see SC Dons versus hashtag. That is Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. So my thing is, I'm not going to sit and disrespect them because I love what they're doing and it's sick. And again, I wish them all the best. But I'm not going to be around the bush no more. We're ready to play hashtag when they want to play. They don't want to play. So that's why I'm saying that question, stop asking it now. Mm-hmm. Because we're cracking on and making major moves. And not even we don't look at hashtag. But I'm addressing it because it just keeps coming up. The game has not happened because they don't want it to happen.
Yep.
And if they want it to happen, let's do it. Let's do it. Spencer's got my number. I've got Spencer's number. Let's make it happen. What a game that will be in pre-season.
Listen, even for the right cause, raise some money for charity.
They want to go and play well in town. Like, if you're coming to South London, come to the jungle, come to the Lions Den, and show us that you're better than us. Because you're Saturday League now, and according to how they think, Saturday League should always trump Sunday League. So do it. Let's get it cracking.
Yeah, you heard it there. Hashtag.
Give the people what they want, man.
If not, crack on and do your thing, but don't start putting our names on podcasts and talking about SC Dons versus hashtag. We're talking about. There's been no discussion of that. And the only discussion there's been is let's get it cracking.
Yeah, again, it's the Don's name gets called out on a regular basis on different people's channels because, like I say, it's the only way they can get the attention.
Exactly, but Andy, what I think with the Dons and why you have to give us respect, man, is we've answered them questions, man. You know what I mean? We played Rising Ballers when they first came out and we done them 3-1. with the man them was playing as well.
Yeah.
And they had players that are still playing now for them. And to the point where, you know what, let's be real. When they went to play us, we did sit here thinking we don't need to play them. But we also sat there and said, you know what, them man have been consistent. They brought Maz in and they've been consistent, man. And they're sick. Do you know what I mean? You know what? If we don't play you now, we're doing an injustice to the scene. So we played them and we held it.
And we did the right thing by playing.
But
it.
my point I'm trying to say, and that's my point, because as I said, we didn't have to, because we risked losing. Yeah, but we did it, and whatever happened on the day. I'm pissed they got knocked out of the London Cup because I wanted to play them in the London Cup because I know we would have beaten them. But the point I'm trying to make is that if we see, it's like boxing. If we see a fighter earns his fight, then we'll fight you. Do you know what I mean? But now we're at that point where, you know, we've paid our dues, Ans. We've paid our dues. We've played everyone there is to play. And it's like now we're in pandemics, we're talking about losing income. We got to focus on what's best for the Dons now. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
A million
in terms
percent.
of YouTube football, we've played everyone, man. Like, we want to play people in competitive natures now because we can play the YouTube teams like the Bay Teasers and all these, man, big them up. Meet us in the London Cup. Meet us somewhere competitive. Lambeth All-Stars, they're in our league. We'll see you lot. I'm looking forward to that one. But the teams the only other team there is, hashtag let's get it cracking. Other than that, good luck and wish them all the best. But until that game happens, I don't want to be hearing no talk about hashtag and SC Dons, man.
1 million. I think we can bypass that now. It's being addressed. We can bypass that, and like you said,
because we've never addressed it. We never.
Addressed it. But let them crack on, and it's one of those crack on. And Spence, just the last thing, you know, listen. I'm here anytime if you do want to make it happen, and we do it for the right cause and raise some money for a real good charity or a couple of charities. Listen, we're just a phone call away. So
we
we're
got
there.
Jacko as well, man. Jacko is a supporter of the club.
Yeah, always.
Dons ain't scared, man. Don't get it twisted. The Dons ain't scared. We're just being prepared, man. Just keeping busy.
We're just a Sunday League football club.
That's literally it. Like you keep saying, it's just Sunday League, innit? So
We've
let
got a
us just
clowning
do
goal.
Sunday League.
It's a circus, remember? That's it. You know.
And the truth is, we're doing it we're respecting the culture, and big up all the people that are content creators that have used the Sunday League as a platform to build their something for the future. You understand, because you've believed in the same thing that we've believed. That is, if you want anything in your life, you just go and get it. You go and get it, and you work tirelessly. You make no excuses. You get up and you grind and you grind and you grind. And if you're looking to see the results straight away, you're in it for the wrong reasons. You've got to play the long game. So, chaps, I'd like to thank you for another special evening at Don HQ. We continue to do what Dons do. Thank you for locking in.
Anything. We do what Dons do, longest 90. Anything. Ants full of blood, family stuff. Anything.